Using the elytra he obtained in a previous episode, Alex has returned to the end, this time with a different purpose. He has found another end city with a boat and collects a second backup elytra in case, for whatever reason, he loses the one that he has. Following the same method, Alex enters the boat from below. However, after collecting the elytra, this time Alex kills all the Shulkers on the boat, including the two on the rear of the boat. Unfortunately, Alex gets hit by a Shulker bullet while trying to collect the dragon head and is propelled into the air. At this point, Alex drinks some milk, uses his elytra to fall safely to the deck of the boat, and kills the last Shulker. Today, Alex is going to make a Shulker farm, which will involve close contact with Shulkers. He makes potions of invisibility. He does this by making a potion of night vision, by placing netherwort, followed by a golden carrot. He then converts the potion of night vision by adding a fermented spider eye, which can be crafted using a mushroom, spider eye, and sugar. Finally, he adds a redstone dust to extend the life of the potion of invisibility. The resources required to construct the Shulker farm are listed here. With potions in hand, it's time to scout a location for the Shulker farm. A good farm must be 30 blocks from the end city and 8 blocks from any surface that a shulker can teleport to, and therefore must be built in the air. Alex needs shulker shells to make shulker boxes, possibly the best method of transporting and storing large quantities of resources. Shulker shells can be farmed, as shulkers can duplicate themselves under very specific circumstances. Once duplicated, they can be farmed. Alex goes into the air approximately 16 levels above the ground. He chooses a location near the end city, near the front entrance, where there are always 2 shulkers located. He will later transport one of them into the farm, which will then become the duplicating shulker. Alex extends 6 scaffolding and begins building the platform where snow golems will live. The snow golems will reside below the one shulker and throw snowballs at it to irritate the shulker so it shoots a shulker bullet at them. Unfortunately, the farm will ensure that the bullet cannot hit the snow golems, but will instead hit the shulker, and when this happens, the shulker will teleport and duplicate itself under specific circumstances. It has to have low health, it has to be open, it has to have somewhere to teleport to, and there can be no other shulker within 8 blocks of it. When it teleports away from where it is taking damage, it will leave a duplicate of itself behind, thereby making 2 shulkers out of 1. Alex has added 16 snow golems into their holding area, although half this number is also sufficient. Note the scaffolding that Alex has placed in the lower half of the snow golem holding area. To ensure that there are no shulkers within 8 blocks of the shulker taking damage from the snow golems, an elaborate farm is required, making a 1 airspace location below a lower slab and above a scaffolding. The shulker, when it teleports, will look for a location that is 2 blocks high to teleport to. It will see the scaffolding as a free space and will teleport to the underside of the lower slab. When it does, it will realize that it cannot open, owing to the scaffolding, so it will teleport again. And it usually looks for a space at a Y level above where it is already located. So it will continuously move upwards until it finds a location which suits the shulker, thereby moving it more than 8 blocks away from the shulker, which is duplicating. When placing the armor stand, please ensure that a part of the stand is on the block adjacent to where it is placed. This can be achieved by pushing the stand with a piston into another block that is next to it. The reason the stand has to be off-center is to not suffocate and kill the shulker. Alex adds a second fence gate, as shown here. Then, a layer of lower, smooth stone slabs are added, leaving a 1-block airspace where the shulkers will teleport to. Note the positioning of the glowstone blocks, which will be used to add subsequent layers to the farm. In the center, Alex adds a smooth stone block above the fence gate and a lever. Next to the smooth stone block, Alex places a downward-facing piston over the armor stand. Alex adds observers as presented here. This will create a short observer clock to open and close the fence gate, as well as to trigger the piston. Alex adds another layer of scaffolding, leaving one block open for the Shulker bullets to travel. Another lower slab layer is added, again leaving a one-block airspace. Yet another layer of scaffolding is added. At this point, it is time to add the collection mechanism for the shulkers which are duplicated. As all duplicated shulkers are placed in the same place by the farm, eventually 24 shulkers will occupy the same block. After this point, Any shulkers added to the same block by the farm will immediately die by entity cramming, dropping shulker shells. Hoppers are placed below where the entity cramming takes place to collect the shells. Using solid blocks, Alex constructs a channel where shulker bullets will shoot towards the snow golem but hit the shulker in the lower chamber instead. The remainder is filled with lower slabs. Alex places upward-pointing activator rails, which will drop off the collected shulkers into the one spot where all the duplicated shulkers will be located. The remaining rails are powered rails which make the minecarts go up and down along the length of the rail to the other end, where the duplicated shulkers will finally teleport to. Another layer of scaffolding is added. Next, an armor stand must be placed on the hoppers, which is also off-center, just like the first armor stand. Alex does this on top of a solid block and moves the armor stand using a piston, as presented here. Once the armor stand is correctly placed, Alex breaks the solid block above the hopper so it falls into the correct position. The channel is closed. Alex uses a piston to place a glass block over the upper half of the armor stand. Levers are added to power the activator rail and powered rails. Another lower slab layer is added, again leaving a one-block airspace. At the top of the powered rails, 5 scaffolding are placed on both sides, which will be the final location the Shulkers will teleport to. Minecarts will collect the Shulkers, which teleport to one of these 10 locations. Two final platforms at increasingly higher Y levels are added, from which the Shulkers will make their final teleport to the minecart collection area. Success. The farm is built. Alex flips the lever on the observer clock. He then breaks the scaffolding below the farm. Alex adds a door to the glass box, which will become his AFK spot. He will never go up to the farm in the future and will just AFK and collect shulker shells from within the glass box. It is now time to extend the rail that Alex made earlier below the farm. At the end of the rail, Alex has placed an activator rail which will eject the shulker from the minecart. The only place it will be able to teleport to is the farm. It will eventually keep teleporting until it ends up at the duplication chamber above the snow golems. Alex drinks the first potion of invisibility to ensure shulkers at the end city don't see him. He slowly works the rails down using upper slabs to ensure the ejected shulker does not teleport under the rails. Although the shulkers won't see Alex, the moment he is within a block or two of the shulkers, they will sense his presence and immediately shoot shulker bullets at him. For that reason, it's best to stay inside the in-city structure, so the roof of the building keeps Alex from floating into the sky. Alex realizes that the minecart needs to go next to the shulker and adds solid blocks to elevate the rails one level. Alex releases the minecart, which immediately picks up the shulker and transports it to the farm. The activator rail ejects the shulker, which immediately teleports into the farm and ends up in one of the 10 spots where the minecarts pick it up and deposit the shulker into the entity cramming spot. It will teleport from there a few more times before eventually finding the lower duplication chamber to teleport to. It may teleport from there a few more times until it is successfully duplicated, and the duplicate is placed by the minecarts in the entity cramming spot. Almost immediately, the shulker will be bombarded by snowballs from the snow golems. It will attempt to shoot at them and accidentally shoot at itself in the process. When duplicated shulkers are placed in the entity cramming location, they too will shoot shulker bullets at the snow golems, shooting the shulker below in the process. The farm is now functioning. Alex removes the rail system below the farm and begins to AFK in the glass box. Join Alex at Noob Friendly and make a shulker farm so you can store your resources in shulker boxes. Hope to see you soon.